Okay, so it is Sunday night. Happy Father's Day to all of you dads who are tuning in on Tenacious Sports. This is Tenacious Earl, and I wasn't 100% sure if I would have the time available to complete one more match this weekend, but we're going to go for it. So, the festivities have all played out. Called my dad, my wife called her dad, the kids have given their things, and we went to dinner, and it's all over as far as that goes. Bought a new dozen golf balls. That's fun. Not sure when I'll get to use them, but obviously today we have some other stuff going on. We have the U.S. Open concluding, so I somewhat wonder if I should have played a golf tournament this weekend, but maybe next time. So, what do we have? We have Brasilia hosting Guayaquil. So, another lesser-known South American city, although I guess Ecatepec is Central American. They're still in North America, technically, I think. But Guayaquil is, I believe, Ecuador. And Brasilia, obviously, is Brasilia. Just as a quick overview, this is our table. I think I showed this to everyone after the last broadcast. We were more focused on Mexico City and Montevideo. They drew in the last game, goalless draw. You can see them 10. Well, Brasilia and Guayaquil are on here. Brasilia 8th. They have 3 points, a win and a loss. Guayaquil with a win and a draw with 4 points. So we'll see how this goes. So let's see. Let's bring it to here and let's get this going. And so, actually, I guess one more thing I should do. Let's do one more thing. I think it'll be easier to see the lineups if we go to the match statistics. So, in defense, we're going to have Wayne Stroecker, Sam Harnois. They're going to be the center backs for Brasilia. Gilles St. Cyr and Vences Villagrana will be the fullbacks, the left and right back. Then in your midfield, you'll have Marek Vanek, Eduardo Gomez, Napoles Joaquim, and Justice Johnson. And then as forward, Zach Threlkeld, Judas Villanueva. I think Threlkeld has 2 goals on the season so far. And then Dino Sandoval, the goalie. For Guayaquil, you have standout central defender Kedarbi Katie pairing with Dinesh Ferenc. And then on the outside backs will be Samaj Magana and Yusuf Chaparro. Juan Rabago and Adam Breakbill are a pretty sturdy tandem in the midfield, central midfield. And then on the outside are going to be Matias Mayo and Phoenix Baracle. And up top you'll have Aurelian Marine and Brewer Tate. And in goal, Reeder Van Auken, who is, I think I mentioned in previous videos, has yet to concede a goal this season. So we will see if that continues here tonight. And let me get my little... I should have a different... I'll use this tonight. Here is a Cable Hollow golf chip. My brother bought it for me at a golf course out in western Pennsylvania. So, even though the Phillies swept the Blue Jays this weekend, we will go with a golf-related item as this is a golf. I just bumped my camera. Sorry about that. But a golf heavy weekend with the Open. So here are the cards. Just real quick, you can see Vanek is a 2 square. Katie is a 2 square. So we're going to have some defense here. I don't think we have a ton of triangles for either team. So, but we'll see. Need a tiny sock. Yeah, I need like one of those little foosball thingy-majiggers. I mean, I guess, you know, I could. The other thing I could use is I bought these little markers for whatchamacallit, ASG Golf. But let's just go with this. Maybe someday I'll look around to see if I can find some sort of soccer doodad that will work for this game. Alright, so I'm going to roll this single die roll right down here. So because it's from the 1 to 3 department, it's going to mean that Brasilia will have the opening possession. So we'll roll main. We get a 1 on the green die. So every green die we flip cards. And then this is a midfield battle, and the length of the midfield battle, so midfield battle is just like the teams trading possession for a period of time. The length is based on the green die, so it's for 1 minute. And then based on the green die roll, it dictates what the trait is that you'll add up on each team to see which team has a predominance of that. Of the cards that are showing. And obviously we're flipping. We only have 5 of the outfield players showing at any one time. So as we make changes to the order of the cards and such, this will change. But so let's just say for Brasilia Pace we have 1, 2, 3. For Guayaquil we have 1, 2. So coming out of this midfield battle, Brasilia will get an attack. So an attack in Soccer Blast is an opportunity to try to create a chance at goal. And so what we do now is we will roll more dice. Well, basically the same dice, but on your screen here, I'm able to hold up the dice from previously because it kind of helps me to process what else is going on, what has happened, and it's good for memory. So the way this works is when we roll the attack, the green die, we will change the card. If it's a 6, we will change the black and white die cards on the other side. And if they're both 6s, we don't change anything. But anyway. Then the black die represents the number of triangles needed to kind of, it's sort of like, you know, you think of I like to think of a wall. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you do it. But let's say that this wall that you have to cross, let's say it's a 2. And so you need 2 triangles in order to build the ladder to get over the wall. So in this case, if it were a 1 or a 2, you'd have enough here. Or no. Yeah, that's right. 1 or 2. Sorry, I'm blanking there for a second. 1 or 2, you would have enough. If it's 3, you don't have enough to get over the wall. So that's the first burden is on the offense, and that's the black die. So the black die is less than or equal to. So if it's 1 or 2 in this case, now again we're going to flip a card based on the green die. So it could go up to 3, it could go down to 1, and then that would also change. Then the white die is similarly, let's look at it from the other side. That's the number of squares that you need in order to overcome the other attack. So let's say it's a 3. So since there are 4 squares on the other side, that's good enough because 4 overcomes 3. So if it's 6, they don't have enough. If it's 4, they do have. If it's 4, they do have enough. If it's 5, they don't. So the thing that, and when I get into the flow of the game, it becomes much more easy. But so it's less than or equal to, and it's greater than. So they have to have more. Actually, they have to have. It has to be greater than what they have for the offense to be. I probably just made that a little bit confusing, but let's just roll it out here. So we flip 4. That's probably not going to bring up a triangle, so it doesn't. So with a black die, a 2 is fine. The offense meets that criteria. 6, the defense does not. They do not have 6 squares. So this is going to be a successful attack. So then what I do is I will hit this button, which will then capture what the sum, the 2 and the 6 together, means an 0-2 shot. So we don't know who will take that shot yet, because when we roll the next batch of dice, we're going to roll the green first. If that's a 2, that's going to change who's taking the shot. The assist will be 0-4. Again, these things can change. So we roll the green die first. It's 3, so neither of them change. So it's going to be a shot on target created by Joaquin, who has a shot total of 3. Villagrana does not have assists, so we're going to write down Joaquin as the one taking the shot. So the shot is kind of similar when we roll the shot. The black, if it's less than or equal to the number of total stars. So if Villagrana had assist, let's say he had a 1 assist, this would go up to 3 plus 1 would be 4. JJ Spawn won the U.S. Open with a birdie on 8. Wow, that's great. Tough sledding for the guys out in Pittsburgh this week, but I don't think anyone finished under par from what I understood. But in any regard, in this case, it's going to be so you total shot and assist, and then the scissors has a deleterious effect on this. But in this case, Villagrana has 0 assists, so that's okay. You just take the 3 that are on the shot. So if we roll the black die and it is 1, 2, or 3, the offense has the shot on target that is going to need, it's sufficiently on target to where the goalie needs to meet his save. So in his case, it's not Dino Sand, it's Reeder Van Auken. He is a 4 on target save star guy. So again, it needs to be, the white die would need to be above 4 for the goal to be legit. So let's roll the shot. It is 4, so it doesn't even reach that. Napola's Joaquin does not have enough stars to meet that. So we then go to the saved column, and it says gathered in by D4, so there's no follow-up chance, no rebound shot, no spectacular save. And Guayaquil will take over possession. Oh, so Spawn was -1. Okay, well that's... they really tried to trick up the courses a bit. I mean, you aren't tricking up. You don't trick up Oakmont. It's just tough. You don't really need to trick it up. It's U.S. Open conditions, and U.S. Open conditions on a traditionally tough course it's gonna be a bear. So, all right. So we're starting our 3rd minute with Guayaquil. I'm not gonna go through the intense nuts and bolts of this mechanism. We'll just kind of keep going with it, and where it needs to be, further talked about, it will. All right, so we're going to swap 3 position for Guayaquil, but now the 4 on this sum equals HFA, which is home field advantage. So we will move this straight over, and you're going to get a home field attack is really what it should be. So I'm going to cross off Guayaquil, put in Brasilia, and circle it because this is going to be an attack for Brasilia. And we rotate 1. Now the black die is 4. They only have 3 triangles showing, so the black die being above 3 means we go to the defended chart, which is going to be out of bounds and a corner kick. Now, when the green die is a 1 through 5, I do like to take and add a shot from the position of the green die. And so Threlkeld will get an off-target shot, which goes out for a corner kick. And so Brasilia will start the next minute, the 4th minute, with a corner kick, if that makes sense. Let's clear the dice. And for any, specifically with corner kicks, direct free kicks, the only time you have specifically beneficial chances that relate to the corner or direct kicks come from 2 through 5. Anything above that, you move on. So in this case, we're going to take position 5 and rotate it, and then this is going to be a take on. So the take on, you take the home player that's black, so the 1 that's Threlkeld, and then Katie, the 5, and then we go by tactics. So the only guy with tactics is Threlkeld, so this will be an attack. So we will roll the attack. It's 1 again, but now this is going to be we're going to fulfill the offense's side. 1 is, so we have 3 here greater than 1, but now it's a white 2, so because they have 3, 2 specifically with Katie, but anyway, that fulfills the defense's needs. So we go to defended, and it says the defense 2 if it has a circle, and Adam Breakbill does. So they lose possession, and it is going to be Guayaquil that starts the 5th minute. All right, so we'll move this over here. Now 6 means this is the offense. We now go to the defense, and we move 1 and 5 based on that green 6. So we flip 1, we flip 5, and it's another take on. So Threlkeld and Katie again, and it's going to be star. They're both stars. So this is going to go to the decider die. And for take on, which is a total of 6, and build up, which is a total of 8, then the decider die goes with the team on offense. So if it's yes, the offense keeps it and does an attack. If it's a no, then it is defended and it goes to the defense. So Brasilia regains possession. Okay, so we're going to rotate 4, and then this is going to be another midfield battle. This is another one of those periods where there's a bunch of back and forth. And it's 4 minutes long based on the green die, and then we total up the hard players. So there are none for Brasilia. And Katie has an underlined hard, which actually equals 2 hard quality. So so Guayaquil will actually come out of this midfield battle with the ball and with a successful attack. Well, not a successful one yet, just an attack. So now we will roll the attack. We're going to rotate 2. It's going to take Breakbill out and put in Matthias Mayo. So now we need a 2 on the black die, and they don't have it. It's a 5. So we're going to hit failed. So that brings up a shot for Baracle. And then if O2, which is Mayo, see if it was Breakbill, there would be a circle. But because it's switched to Mayo, no circle. Possession is won back by Brasilia. All right, so we've already moved the 11th minute now. It was slow going there at the beginning. We were kind of getting caught up in some things. But now we've had a 4-minute moving on, and that sort of, those are periods that keep the game moving some. All right, so we rotate 1 for Brasilia, and now it's a sideline battle, a sum of 9. is going to be a sideline battle, which is a shorter segment of back and forth. But for if you have the 4 or 5 as the components of the 9, it's a 2-minute. If it's 3 and 6, it's a 3-minute. So we're going to put SB here on the chart. Move it up so you can see it. And now, instead of, you don't generate an attack directly off of this. Instead, it goes to, based off of the green die, there's a chart with that. And so the 1 turns out to be the visitor gets it. So it'll be Guayaquil. So kind of a back and forth game here. Nothing. We've had one big save by Reader Vanoken. All right, so now with Guayaquil, we will rotate Marine out and rotate up there. And total of 10 is tackle. So as long as the defense team has at least 1 square, they will gain possession. So Brasilia gets it back. And for anybody who's watched previous videos and has gotten the gist of this, I do like to try and do a little more explanation again, just for somebody who's watching it anew. Okay, so we rotate 4, and so now it's a home field attack again. So we get the attack for Brasilia, and they have 3 triangles, so let's see what comes up on the attack dice. All right, so we rotate 4 again. And now it is 3. 1, 2, 3. That works. But it's 3 for... There's 3 squares now for Guayaquil. So that will defend the attack. They have enough to fend it off. So we hit the failed. And it brings up that the shot was taken by Villanueva. And then D5 is Strohecker. He has a circle, so they will get possession in the 15th minute. So they're keeping possession. We rotate out Strohecker. Now, if it were Harnois there, he does not have a circle. He doesn't even have a square. Kind of a weak player there. Okay, so now 8 is going to be the build-up. We look at tactics. 1, 2, 3 versus 1, 2. And only 2. So Brasilia gets the attack. Let's see what happens on the attack. So we rotate 1, and it's a 4. That's not going to be enough triangles to meet the 4. So we go to failed. It's going to be a shot for Threlkeld. Wide. 0-3 is Eduardo Gomez. No circle, so it'll be Guayaquil. Gets back possession. Good evening, Dwayne. Hope you had a good Father's Day. All right, so we're going to rotate 2 for Guayaquil. They're not having much possession here. And Gilles St. Cyr is the only square, but that's enough to get this tackle to take. So it's going to be back to Brasilia. 17th minute, no score. Going to rotate 4, and now we go with a sum of 3 to highlight reel. Chart M. So basically the main highlight reel chart. We roll more dice. In this case, we will rotate on the opponent 3 and 5. That gets Katie out of there. They still have 3 squares showing, though. But anyway, so now a sum of 8 means defense, green die player injured, removed from game. Use injury rating to determine if it's 6, the player shakes off the injury. So no injury. We're just going to keep going with Brasilia. And start the next minute. Rotate Threlkeld out. And this is going to be another 1-minute midfield battle. Pace again. So we've got 2 on the side of Brasilia. And only 1 for Guayaquil. So coming out of the midfield battle, there'll be an attack. Again, they have 3 here. We're going to rotate one, but it's going to take 6 for the offensive team. They don't have enough, so this is going to be straight to a check on 05. Harnois does not have it, so Guayaquil takes over. They don't have enough defensive ability there in Harnois to retain possession. So let's move it up here. 20th minute, no score. Rotate 5. We get Katie back up there. 2 squares in a circle. Another tackle. And again, Villagrana has that. So Brasilia back in it. He has a square. A lot of back and forth so far. Another 1-minute midfield battle. And that again goes to pace. Only one here. We got 1, 2. So this time it's going to be Guayaquil getting the attack. So you see how just a couple of flips changes that all around. Before they had 2 pace for Brasilia. Now it's 2 pace for Guayaquil. We'll rotate 2. The black die of 1. They have 2 triangles, so that's going to be successful on the offensive end. Only 1 square is not enough to get above 4. So this is going to be a successful attack. Now it's going to be an 05 shot, which Katie does have 2 shot squares, which is good. And Mayo has 3 assists. I'm going to put the shot on target marker right here. But we still have to roll this green die to see what happens. It's going to be 1, so we don't have to worry about the change affecting what's happening. So it's going to be Katie taking this shot. And it's going to be a 5 versus Dino Sandoval, who has 3 on target. So let's see what the shot gives us. 1, so plenty of stars on offense for that shot to be successful. But the 3 on target save for Sandoval is enough to fend it off. So this is a save for Dino Sandoval. Now, from the saved column, a sum of 3 means that we have to have 2 squares on defense. But because we don't, it's going to be a rebound or not a rebound chance. It's going to be another chance for Guayaquil, and it's going to be from position 4. Right now it's Magana, which does not really help them. I don't know who's on the other side of that. Chaparro. Neither of them has a shot. Neither of them has a shot star, so the chances of this being a goal are pretty low. We will switch 3, so that means it will be Magana. Or Magana. It's probably just Magana. So again, it's 0, and this is not a reaction save. So it's still the same thing, but since Magana has 0 shots, what you almost have to hope for is another selection on the saved charts that equals a rebound shot or a spectacular save. Well, and there you go. That is going to be saved, but the rebound goes to player 1, and so we're going to get 1 more shot on target. This is the last one we can get out of this sequence. But if it stays with Aurelian Marine, he has 5 shot stars. This has a chance to really be... Oh, wait. What am I saying? We don't have to worry about the shot stars. It's on target. The spectacular save is what comes into play with a 7. So he is a 3 spectacular save. So now I'm going to clear the dice. Let's go to the green. It's 2, so we don't have to worry about that change. So it is going to be Marine. And then we'll look at the spectacular save chart, and we'll roll the shot. It's a 7, 2 or better, saved. He is a 3, so that is going to be a save, and that is the last of the minute. It goes to corner kick after that. So 3 shots on target in the 22nd minute, all saved. by Dino Sandoval, and it remains scoreless. Quite a sequence there. So now we will go on the main dice for the corner kick. Oh, here we go. Attack, no squares. So we're going to rotate 5. So what does attack, no squares mean? Well, here, I'll show you here. Here's the corner kicks. I hope the O means, oh, wow, that's a big deal, and not, oh, Earl screwed it up. I've been known to not have my rules down correctly, so let me know if I've done a faux pas here. So the corner kick chart 4 is attack, no squares. You could see it says home field attack. Well, that doesn't work on a corner kick. On a corner kick, so the attack, no squares, we go off of the triangles for the offense, so for Guayaquil, but we don't count any squares, so any white dice. So as long as the offense meets this, an attack will be generated. And will it? We rotate 2, and I don't think there's a 2. One second here. I want to, yeah, okay, goal near miss. Yeah, I had to adjust my my little software screen there so I could see what your comment was. So, still only 2 triangles means that this is an unsuccessful attack. Let's go ahead and hit the failed button, and so it's going to be a shot for Marine. And then D5 is Harnois, so Guayaquil will keep it because he doesn't have a circle. All right, back to it. Rotate 3. Okay, this is going to be a ref decision. Turn over my chart. Often involves a yellow card, and this one will. We're going to rotate 3 again. And now this time, the 3 over here, which is Eduardo Gomez, that will be a yellow card. And so Guayaquil will then result in a direct free kick off of the 7. So, Aurelian Marine is a kick with a star, or a check plus. So, he is going to be the kick taker here. And this is going to be a 2 through 9 on the sum. So, let's see who we're going to switch. We're going to switch out 4 on the shot here. So let's see what the shot is. If this sums up to 9 or less, it's a goal. It's a 7, it's a goal. Shot on target, Marine, and that is the first goal of the match. And I guess I should do the obligatory goal, right? Guayaquil takes the lead in the 25th minute. So, I am like 99.9% sure I did that right, but again, Larry has played this game a lot too, so feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but Guayaquil takes the 1-0 lead. Aurelian Marine, that might be his second goal, 100% remember. I guess I can look it up. see. Okay, we're going to get back into it here. The 26th minute would be Brasilia. Takes over. And we rotate 1, and it's going to be a pace take on with 5 and 1. No pace there. We have pace there, so that will lead to a tackle and change possession, and it will go to the goal scorers, Guayaquil. Rotate 1, and another ref decision. We could, oh boy. Could we get another yellow card? I think the 6 is, but it'll be for play. We're going to rotate this player 5. Defense, foul, yellow card, and indirect free kick on a 6. So it's going to be Sam Harnois. I like to use my little highlighter markers just to, guess you can't really see those very well, at least the yellow one. You can see it there, I think, just so it stands out to me. But that's going to be an indirect. So an indirect free kick doesn't really have any adjustments at all to it compared to the direct free kick. But Guayaquil will continue their possession. It's a 6, so we rotate 3 and 2 on Brasilia, and it's another ref decision. We'll rotate 1, and it's going to be another yellow card, this time on Judas Villanueva. A lot of disciplinary problems here for Brasilia. They're taking their share of cards. And with the 7, that is going to be another direct free kick. And we will go with Marine. Well, it's weird because I kind of feel like I should let me see something here real quick. Yeah. Kind of feels weird to be doing a second free kick with the same guy with that level of rating. I mean, that's a really good rating for Marine, and so that's like, Larry, you're filling in the references I should be making. You're exactly right. Yeah, if we had, I have yet to run into a player with the last name Halford. I think that would be a good, that would also be a good kind of inroads into some Judas Priest. No, you don't have to shut up. I'm just saying I'm a little off my game right now. Oh, well, we rotate this. I guess you can still use Marine, but actually, you know what? Because I feel a little sloppy about using Marine for a second time, I'm going to make it that it's going to have to be someone else because he's not showing. I feel like that's consistent with the other things. So we're gonna have Brewer Tate be the one. And let's see. So Brewer Tate has no check whatsoever. So that turns into a 2 through 5, I think. And it's a 7, so that will be off target. And so that's going to lead to a 1-minute midfield battle. It's going to go off a pace again. And 1 here for Brasilia. We've got multiple for Guayaquil, so they will come out of that with an attack. Also, Larry, I'd be interested to know how you deal with the direct free kick, and if a player isn't showing, if he isn't then considered to be able to take a direct free kick. Or do you use something else? I guess I could see where someone might decide that they have to use the player with the green die. So, anyway, we're going to clear the dice, and we will go with Guayaquil on... we're going to go straight to the attack because this is an attack. Rotate 5. They do have at least one triangle. Are there 2 squares? Yeah, Merrick Vanek is showing he has 2 right there. So that is going to end up being a failed attack. And D2 is Justice Johnson. Doesn't have it, so they will continue their possession. Guayaquil will. We're in the 31st minute. Rotate 5. And it's going to be a tactics build-up. So we go with the number of... There's 1. We have 1, 2, 3. So it will be a loss of possession. Brasilia finally gets the ball back. They hadn't had it for almost 6 minutes. Okay. Larry comments and says that he uses the best guy until he scores. From then on, he uses the green die. Real life, you can make locators, which I assume that just means you can have a roll. You can create a list of players with a range and then roll on it to decide which one is the one that takes it each time. But I guess real life, what he means is, let's say you're doing an EPL and you can do it based on the percentages of the players who actually took direct free kicks. This is fictional, so in theory, it's kind of a blank slate, so to speak. You could do whatever you want. But anyway, Brasilia now has control of the ball. And then we'll rotate 1, and it's going to be a home field attack. They only have 1 triangle showing, so this is going to be a tough attack. And regardless of the situation, 6 and 6 are... Well, the 6 on the 6 black is pretty bad. So it's going to be failed almost all the time. 05 is Strohecker this time. They will retain possession. So a bad beat on that particular dice roll. Let's see if they can generate another attack here shortly. Rotate 1 in the 33rd minute. And then it's a pace buildup. We've had a lot of pace here. Only 1. So all these other... little gnat going. 1, 2, 3. So plenty for Guayaquil. So that's going to be a failed attack or failed possession, and it will just be turned over to Guayaquil. Rotate Katie out. Another ref decision. Well, I'll tell you what, as long as it's not 1, and it's not, but that's going to, oh boy, this is a 12. This is going to be a rare result, so this will be interesting. Wait, no, it isn't. It's highlight. The highlight reel is a rare decision. Referee chart, we go to 12. Defense foul, any primary defense player with card rating a check shown a red card. Otherwise, indicated player shown yellow. That would be Merrick Vanek has a check. Well, that sucks. That turns this game into a somewhat dud of a game. Red cards are not good. And it leads to a direct free kick. But Vanek is gone. So, and I haven't had to use the old red, but that's a straight red. I've had some double yellows, which are reds, but this is a straight old red. So, how does this work? Well, yeah, I mean, red cards, yeah, they're definitely not good, but it's like I feel like for a game on the tabletop, yeah. Anyway, so what we need, it's just, yeah, it is what it is. Um, from what I've seen so far, I think you're really going to end up with a tough time for Brasilia. So Vanek, what you do is you take his card and you flip it over. And so the other thing that you do is, so you 34th minute. So it's going to be 56 minutes left, sorry, in the game. So you take half of that, which is, what is that? That's going to be 28, right? So we get 28. Yeah, embrace the suck. No, it's okay. It will be fine. So we go 28, 34, so 54, so up to the 62nd minute. So I'm going to put a little mark, a little asterisk here. So when we hit 62, so one of the big things that happens here is that you half the triangles for the team that's down a man up till then. So any attack that they would generate, they don't get it. Well, they get it, but like in this case, they only have one showing, so that's going to take them to 0. After the 62nd minute, then it goes down by another half, so it's going to be like 1/4. So right? Let me just double check this. I think that's how. Yeah, playing shorthanded. Yep, it's going to be 1/4 for the rest of that time. So, really, the way you have to make this work for a shorthanded team, I think, is to use chips to be able to get yourself like a 6 triangle chance, which then it's going to get a 4th, and so it goes down to what? Is that 2? 3? No, it actually goes down to 1. So then you would need to have like the luckiest. And again, not everything is always, you could get a corner kick off a defended attack. You could get very lucky and get one of these that are a 1, get an on target chance, and maybe even, because you have a black 1, that means you have a chance at maybe a spectacular save roll, which then puts the onus on the goalkeeper. So it's not like it's completely dead. But it's a 1-0 lead right now for Guayaquil, and it's going to be a tough road to hoe here. So for Brasilia. So let's just see how it plays out. The other thing is anything that gets referenced to 3 as far as like a possession check or whatever, you can forget about it. It's gone. Just like at the soccer. We've seen that before. But yeah, so Guayaquil now is going to get a direct free kick. Let's roll the green die and see. So we're going to go with 3. We will flip these. It's going to be Juan Rabago, and he will be the guy that's going to take this. Did I do that wrong? Oh, shoot. I think I did the original. I think I did the original one wrong. I think I skipped a step with that, didn't I? Ah, poop. Poopy. I needed to go with the direct free kick chart. And if it had been a 4, then it would be on target. You use his kick rating. Otherwise, you don't do that. So, That's a killer. I completely skipped something, and that's a kicker. Is it the end of the world? No. Um, what's going on here? How do I want to find my. I guess what I'll do is I'll have to go to a different. I want to go back and take a look because I think I'm pretty sure I botched it. So let's see. What happened? Well, I just realized that I think I shortcutted the direct free kick thing. Like I didn't get to the 4 on the direct free kick chart. That's not the way it should go. I got excited and kind of punted it. Gonna find out here. So it would be 7. So we should have gone. Yeah, no, not after the red. I realized that we had a direct free kick for Guayaquil in the 25th minute, and I went immediately to we go to the kick rating, and that's not the way it should work. So, what are we gonna do here? Well, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm going to we're gonna remove the goal. We're gonna keep the red. We're gonna keep everything else, but I'm just going to reconstruct what I've done here and add the. So here's what I have. We had the direct free kick. I don't know. It's kind of tough. There you go. We had a 4 and a 3 after that. So on the direct free kick roll, if it's 6 through 12, it's not a successful direct free kick. It leads into something else. In this case, it would lead into a midfield battle. So this will only take me about 3 minutes or so. Just a relatively novice mistake on my part, but salvageable, but just not the type of thing you want to do when you're on a live stream. But I'll get through it here. All is not lost. It was on the shot roll. The 7 was on the shot roll. We had gotten the yellow card and a direct free kick. So from that, I then rolled 7, which goes to the 6 through 12, which is a normal roll. So it's just a. I mean, at least I caught it. But it kind of changed, and it actually will make this somewhat interesting that we don't have the goal yet. Still, a red card is a red card, and it's going to be going to be a bit of a slog here, but I think Guayaquil will eventually score based on, okay, midfield battle. We got this whole sequence where Guayaquil got 3 different chances. We got, we're not too far away now. Apologies to anybody watching who... Alright, so here is where we get Guayaquil direct free kick. Marine is going to take it, but he gets a 7, so that's going to be a midfield battle, and it was a 4. And so 4 ends up being what? That's going to be hard. So what came after Brasilia? Well, I don't even... Well, let's see. I can see it from here. Well, based on my screenshot here, the only hard is on Brasilia. So this makes... So 1, 2... So we have MB 3, 4. And it comes out of that and goes to Brasilia. The only thing is that we don't have... It's just going to be an unsuccessful attack. It's probably about the best way to... there's another yellow. That's Arnois. Yellow. Villanueva. Almost good now. Let me see. Oh, whoops, I forgot that one. Oh, yeah, that's another one I should... Alright, well that was another midfield battle of a direct free kick. And they have a bunch of pace, so we can just keep going here. We're in good shape. Whew. Man. I want to minimize having to do this kind of stuff. Reconstructing things, and I've had to do it in baseball a few times. Alright, so 37th minute was, let's see. Yep. Red Vanek. And then Guayaquil, a direct free kick. All right. We're now caught up with a correct, with things being correct. The soccer channel, yeah, when well, partly It's some of the time a soccer channel. Try to do some other things too, but I've been in a bit of a soccer kick lately, and it helps when you actually do things correctly. And in this case, I didn't. So let's get it right. I want to get it right. I don't want to be screwing things up too handily. All right, there we go. So let me see. Where is what do I have here? So I had a ref decision. It's a red for Vanek. So we could still use Marine at this point, right? We rotated 3. So we're just going to go ahead now with the direct free kick roll. And it's going to be Marine, but it's going to be a 9, so it goes straight to sideline battle, which is a 3. So, all right. We're in good shape. We still have a red card situation, not the best. And so it goes off a 3, which is the most. I think this is another one where the most circles gets. Ends up going to the team that is full strength. So it's going to be Guayaquil who gets this. Double check. Out of bounds rulings, circles are awarded the man advantage team instead of, yes, I was pretty sure of that. Okay. All right. Let me catch up here on some of the stuff while I was doing this. This is match week 3. It's game 3, 17. It's Brasilia. Guayaquil. Looks like Brasilia is going to have a tough time winning this one. Catch up on the chat here. Go Brasilia, capital of the country, full of shady politicians. Well, Joaquin, I feel like your country is probably not much different than ours. Trying to introduce blue card in soccer. Out 15 minutes. Might. Yeah, I had heard that too. I know they're trying some other rules. They'd like to try and get yeah, so the Gold Cup is coming up here. Well, actually, I think it might be going on, but I think the USA, like, there's a big brouhaha going on right now with the US because their coach, who had what I would say is he's had a relatively iffy career as a manager in Europe, Mauricio Pochettino. They hired him because he is like a big name guy, and he's basically told Pulisic to pound sand because all Pulisic wanted to do is play the friendlies and not the Gold Cup. Now, something I forgot, I had mentioned to somebody yesterday, or not yesterday, it was at work, about the U.S., and I was talking about World Cup quality. The thing is, U.S. doesn't have to worry about it. I don't think Mexico does either because they're automatically in because they're the home country. So, but there's going to be a bunch more World Cup qualifying for Europe and all the other regions, CONMEBOL, CONCACAF. I mean, you'll probably have, I'm guessing 3 spots. I don't know. I know it's an expanded World Cup slate of teams, so I don't know if they should get at least 5, right? They used to get 4, or they'd get 3, and then there'd be a play-in. Oh, so the U.S. Oh, I guess the U.S. They might have one of the friendlies, but so they won today. Okay, yeah. All right. Well, sounds like they're no worse for the wear. Maybe Pochettino will get his act together. 41st minute here, though. Oh, Canada automatically qualifies. So there's probably only 2 slots. Maybe there's 3 left. Here. But 41st minute here, no score. Brasilia's down a man. Sorry, Joaquin. But that's the way it goes, I guess. All right, so we're going to rotate 3 and 4. So we put the empty spot to the bottom. But now it's going to be a 6-minute. And so let's roll down here. This will be our stoppage time. It's going to be 5 minutes. I guess because of the red card, they're going to add some extra time. But it's going to be 6 minutes of stoppage time. Star, we've got 1, 2, 3 down here. 1, 2, 3 up there. Decide or dies yes, which I think goes with the home team, even though they are down a man. So this will be an attack. Now they have 2 triangles showing, but again, we half it. We're going to rotate 3, so that's going to hurt them. That goes down now to 0, so this is going to be a failed attack. It's going to be a shot for Villanueva. And then D5 with a circle, D5 Ferenc does not have a circle, so they will stay with Brasilia. 3 more for CONCACAF. And how many teams are in this tournament? Is it they haven't gone up to 64, have they? Is it 54? 48? I don't know. See, I should be paying more attention to that. All right, Brasilia is going to keep it. Rotate 5. Now, it says home field attack. It goes to the team with the man advantage in this case. So it will be an attack for Guayaquil. Rotate 3. Need 5 triangles. They don't have it, so it's going to be failed. It'll be a shot by Tate wide. D5 Arnois does not have it, so it'll be Guayaquil continuing their possession. Another home field attack, but again, it's the man advantage attack. 1 million. Wow, I didn't realize there were that many countries, Larry. I thought I could believe you, man. What's the point, man? I don't know. All right, so that's an attack for Guayaquil, but 05 Katie is there. They have a circle, so it will continue, even though they were unable to generate a successful attack. This is the 5th minute of stoppage time, so we will rotate 2 and 3. Another ref decision. Could be another. It's going to be another yellow card. And so with the 6, oh my word. The ref blows the whistle. 48 team. The ref blows the whistle before this foul ever occurred. I'm not going into 2 red card territory. I'm not doing that. I'm not, there has to be. Now, I guess I should be using these stupid things. I guess that's what you need to do. Because otherwise, it's just, I guess what I could do is maybe if I roll green, it's still going to be Harnois. Forget it. No second yellow. None of that. We're not doing contrived crap for a game. There. 0-0. Makes no sense. Help me out. Give me mechanisms that don't put me in positions where I have to play a game I don't really completely like. And then, I mean, I don't have to completely like it, but just make it so that I don't have to sit here and be like, oh, great, now I got to rotate 4 different blank cards because because the stupid thing just keeps pumping out ref decisions and then pumping out green die to the places that have And in that case, it's a 6. So I have to choose. By the rules, I think I have to choose a hard player. There's only one there. So screw it. I ain't doing it. It's bad enough I have to play with one that has a red card. So I'm going to put these stats in, and by the time I'm done, I'll be cooled off. Probably. If you're lucky. Or maybe if you're unlucky. Or no, maybe you'd be lucky if... Yeah. You might be lucky if I stay hot under the collar. I'm not going to swear. Dang it. I mean... I think it's one of the things with tabletop games that you just... I hate the feeling of it, but you almost have to... You have to do the... I don't know, what would you call it? You need one of these on occasion. You need a life whiteout with tabletop games, because the way that tabletop games go, there are often scenarios where you get crappy roll upon roll that doesn't make sense, that just turns you into a fuming moron. And I am the one that will take full credit for that this time. Give me a game that doesn't have horse dung scenarios. Cause guess what? I'll tell you what. Here's what I think. If I'm rooting for Brasilia and this happens, I'm not following the team anymore. Yeah, I need something. So should I stop playing Soccer Blast because I can't, anyway. Keith, you should put a line in the book here that says, if you get more than one red card, you need to roll a 1,000-sided decider die with one side that has a dot. And if you roll it and it's the dot, then he gets the red card. Otherwise, you just keep playing. Of course they can. But I'll bet you this will happen twice in the first 30 games if I keep playing it this way. They can. I guess I need to use these. Here. What is he? He is a pace. He's hard, strong. We'll do it. He's going to get a reprieve. I'm using their clutch points that they don't have in this game, but we're using them here. We're annulling the red card. He's still got his yellow. Here we go. He's going to get that. Eduardo Gomez, you're going to be snuffed out too. You're not going to be able to play. You're going to play like poop. Let's see. Star and Tactics. Villanueva. I guess I should have done this before because it's just too prevalent. Villanueva. Strong. And we're going to do, let's see. What do we got? We got to find one here. Here we go. This is pace. We'll go with pace. And he's got a star. There we go. We'll be happy now. We can't completely destroy our game anymore because of, the straight red to Vanek, fine. I don't know. I guess I don't have there's a language barrier between me and the players. I had told them, take it easy. Don't be diving in. Don't be mouthing off to the refs. And they just didn't listen to me. Little Harnois decided he was going to, tell the ref that his mother wears cowboy boots to the beach. And he's like, well, You can't insult me like that, buddy. That's another yellow. Good night. Oh boy. I don't care. I do care. That's why I'm fuming, right? I do care. I'm playing Santa Claus because, and I'll tell you what. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not. I need to stop saying stupid crap. But it is not fun to have a game where you are, I think it's because I think the problem that I have is I have so many times where a small sample size has a bunch of contrived crap that you should have happen once in 3 seasons, and it comes up in like 20 games, and you're like, oh, what's going on here? This is complete trash. What's the point of playing a game when you're just gonna have, rather wonky stuff come up? Let's see, did I forget any corn? No, I got that one. So anyway, I'm about cooled down. I see a comment, and then it kind of like gets me thinking about it again, but not really. I don't need to look at comments to get cranked up again. Oh, let's see. 24. No, it's going to be Brasilia. Yellow. I'm not really that angry. I'm just kind of annoyed. Just kind of annoyed at the moment. But I won't be for long. I'm not really annoyed at this point. It's kind of like water under the bridge. Do I like that's the thing, is I'm not a real big fan. I'm also not a real big fan of taking what was the role and say, oh, well, that role wasn't legitimate, and so hey, I'm disregarding the rules. I don't like to disregard the rules, so that's another thing that I'm like struggling with right now. I'm a rules kind of guy to a fault. 37. Here, I'll tell you what. Let me show you the screen. See, this is what. Oh, you could see it there, but look here. These last 4 entries into my game are yellow, 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 red. Yeah, I'm not, there's a direct free kick or 2 in there, but, yeah. And then that closes out the half pretty much. We got 47th minute. We have, let's see, shot from Villanueva. Then 48th, we got Guayaquil, shot for Tate. And then that's it. I mean, I think this is a half that I've had probably the least amount of, let's see, match stats. 5 total shots, 1 on target for Brasilia, 3 on target for Guayaquil, but 6 and 5. I mean, you have that. That's not out of the norm. But the Reds suck. Yeah. All right. Well, is it my game, my enjoyment? Yeah. I mean, I want it to be. I want it to be a sim, right? I want it to be a sim. I think most people play these games Yeah, probably most people play these games because they want it to be a simulation, right? They don't. I don't know. I have a tough time thinking that the majority of people sit there with their, wife on a Friday night and say, "Hey, let's get out Soccer Blast and let's play a head-to-head Brasilia against Guayaquil." I think probably the most of the people who buy these things, I feel like I have a bug bite on my elbow and it itches. Most people that buy these games are going, I want to play this like a sim. I want to simulate. And it can't be a simulation because it's not real life. But anyway, I've gotten way into the weeds. I think I have... Let me read this. Hi, Ken. Let me read the safe card narrative, too. For more strategy, you could say players with no card symbol can be shown a second yellow. Playing this way, when a player is shown a yellow, you may want to play safe in order to avoid a possibility of second yellow and ejection. Your game comes with a set of safe cards, which are the yellow ones you see there. Assortment of quality symbols and combinations. All safe players are given the tactics quality and one other. There's also safe cards that include the triangles, squares, blah, blah, blah. There are 2 safe scoring levels. Single star, double scissors. You could choose one of the 2 players' qualities, find the safe card that matches the assortment. Better the player, the steeper reduction of skills. Excuse me. Well, okay. I think what I need to do is carry on, and we've seen the stats, and we're just going to get going. The game started with Brasilia, so we're going to go to Guayaquil. We may get our second goalless draw with this one, but we will see. There is a red card that's been up for the Brasilia team, so that's going to make it pretty tough on them. Let's go. All right, so we're going to rotate 5. And this is going to be an attack for the man advantage team. And again, we are at a place where one could argue we should be at 2 men down for Brasilia, but I've already gone there and decided we're not doing that tonight. Maybe next time it comes up. All right, so we'll rotate 5 again. Do they have 4 triangles? They do not, so this is going to be an unsuccessful attack. Shot by Magana wide. D4, St. Cyr has it, so it'll be Brasilia. He has a circle. Brasilia gets control. We're going to rotate 2, and as long as there is a triangle, which Eduardo Gomez has a triangle here, so they do get an attack. Now, remember, with a man down, you drop it by half, so they don't have any stars showing. So we're going to rotate 5. We put this 1 yellow underneath. So the 1 doesn't even help them. That would be the best case scenario if they had another triangle showing. They'd have a chance in it, although you would say the white 2 kind of messes them up as well. So D2, so this is an attack for Brasilia. That isn't going to go. D2 is Mayo. He doesn't have it, so it'll stay with a circle. So it'll stay. The possession will stay with Brasilia. Rotate 3. Midfield battle. 3 minutes. And here is your red card right here. Marek Vanek. Strong. We got 1, 2, 3 versus 1, 2. Well, Brasilia is going to go ahead and get another attack. Going to rotate 3 again, but not enough triangle, so it'll be a shot from Villanueva. D5. Katie does have a he does have a circle, so it will be Guayaquil's possession. And oh boy, another ref decision here. I don't know if I said hi to you, Ken Castor. I might have. Okay, well, this is going to be different. This is actually one that doesn't. So this is going to be, we roll a die 1 through 3. It's a 1. That's offside. 50% chance at a need for a spectacular save, and they don't get it. So it's going to go back to Brasilia. Do swappy on the 1. Go to the highlight reel chart. We're going to rotate 1 over on Guayaquil, and we go to 7. Offense, green die player. Well, it's a 6, so header shot for a goal. But if it's the green die is 6, which it is, no header, out of bounds, corner kick. But, I mean, these are the chances that could lead to something here. So, let's roll, and we're going to swap 4, and let's do the shot. So that's going to lead to another corner kick. And we're going to go with a shot off target by Villagrana. Corner kick. 55th minute. Let's go ahead and do the same thing. Okay, we're going to rotate 4. And now this time we get, a 4 on the corner kick. Attack, no squares. Well, we have 2 showing. Let me see something here. With the red card, where did I put that? I put that at the 62nd minute. So that means we have 1 triangle showing. So we have attack, no squares. Well, that's going to be nothing. No attack, no successful attack here. In fact, we're going to go to 05. Well, Strohecker does, so it's going to go. Brasilia is maintaining possession here. Rotate 4. It's going to be a take on 2 versus 4. Hard. Neither of them. So, that automatically goes to the defense. That's an unsuccessful attack, or a defended possession. All right, so we're over here. 1 and 5 get rotated. And it's going to be 1 versus 5 star. Katie has star, so this is going to be an attack for Guayaquil. Let's roll on the attack. We've been getting large black numbers for them, so very, very little chance so far for them to generate an attack. Generate a successful attack. So it's going to be a shot from Mayo. Brewer Tate doesn't have one, doesn't have a circle, so we go back here. What I need is to put some kind of a widget on the screen. Maybe where my little sheet is up here that has like frustration meter. And the frustration meter would be right about, if you put your finger here and move it up a ways, that's where it would be right now with this game. It's very much so Brasilia has it 3 versus 3, so they're going to lose possession because it goes to the 3 position. So going to rotate 1, and it's going to be 5 versus 1. They got the safe player over here, and Marine has pace, so it's going to be an attack. They have 2 triangles. Well, all right, here we go. Maybe I just needed to emote my frustration. The 2 triangles make the 2. They are lacking in squares, so this is going to be a shot on target. Successful attack. 03 will be well, most likely it'll be Rabago. Let's see. Rotate 1. Rabago with the shot. Magana with the assist. So you got 2 plus 2 is 4. They're going against Sandoval, who has a 3 on target rating. 3. So the 4 for Rabago, or the 2 for Rabago plus 2 on the assist for Magana makes higher than 3. The 5, not enough for Sandoval's 3, or it's too many for Sandoval's 3. This is going to be a wonderful finish and a great goal. This game is now out of the deadlock here. 1-0. Guayaquil takes the lead. Hallelujah. Holy crap. Where's the Tylenol? All right. Not rooting for anybody. Just when you're churning missed attacks and missed shots and let's see. This is going to be just a standard goal, normal. All right. 1-0. Apologies for the remonstrations of unhappiness and it's you can get that way watching soccer too sometimes. Some of these games where you got a couple of teams that aren't very good, or you get a team that's down a man in like a Champions League game and they just are parking the bus and nobody can make any headway. It can just go on, and it's like shot attempt after shot attempt, and nothing really it gets blocked out by the defenders. It gets knocked out for throw-ins and goal kicks, and a good shot, but it's just wide. Great save, a corner kick gets headed away, all that good stuff. I mean, this is soccer, so it's just it takes on a different tenor, I think, when you're trying to play a game and have it be fun and meaningful, and things just are sort of like spinning up against you, against both teams, let's say. And you guys are welcome to say to me, Earl, it's Father's Day. If you're not having fun doing this, don't do it. But hey, what can I say? I guess I'm a glutton for punishment, but I need to have a good attitude, and I don't know, maybe I'm a spoiled brat. Sometimes I probably am. All right, so we're going to go with Brasilia. And we go to the highlight reel. So we rotated 4. Now we rotate 3. So it's going to be Gomez back up to the top, 5-1. So 6 offense, green die. So that would be Gomez injured. Removed from game. Use the injury rating, which he is a check. Just means he's out for the rest of the game. So in the 60th minute, this is probably as good a time as any to get. That's one of the players that's on safe. So they're the home team. We're going to take a look at Gonzalo Triana warming up. So I would say by the 62nd minute here, we will rotate. We will remove Gomez from this game. But for now, we'll turn this guy upside down. So now, in theory, we are 2 guys down again. Let's see. We will say Brasilia keeps possession just because. We'll rotate for another highlight reel. Another 6, but this time we have the green die 6, so that means the player is going to shake it off. They will keep possession again. All right, we're going to rotate 4 this time. We're going to be a 1 versus 5 with hard. It's Katie, so it's going to be lost to Guayaquil. Now we're going to do the substitution of Gomez. Chip for having a triangle. So midfielder for midfielder. Guayaquil is going to keep possession to start this minute. Okay, so we're going to rotate 4. 6 and 6 is counterattack. Do they have 2 squares? They only have 1 square showing, so there can be no counterattack. Instead, it will be an attack for Guayaquil. Rotate 2. So it's 3 versus 6. They only have 2, so it's failed. It's going to be a shot for Rabago, the goal scorer. Wide. 0-2 is break bill. They will regain possession. Rotate 4. It's going to be a sideline battle. 2 minutes, won by Guayaquil, the team with the man advantage. Roll again. 2 and 4 rotate for Brasilia. We go with a 2 versus 4 star. Joaquim has the star. Magana doesn't, so the possession will be lost to Brasilia. Roll again. We're going to rotate 1 and 3 over here. And the home field attack is going to end up being the man advantage attack. So Guayaquil will again get an attack. They have 2 showing. Rotate 1 again, and it's going to they don't have 5 triangles, so it's going to be a failure. It's going to be a shot by Tate. Wide D5. They don't have a circle with this safeguard, so it will be Guayaquil retains possession. Rotate 2. 2-minute midfield battle, and it will be touch. That is the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Only 3. So this will be Guayaquil starting the 71st minute with an attack. Rotate 1 again. They would need 4. They only have 2. So that's a failure, but it's going to be a shot for Marine, leading to a corner kick. All right, so it's going to go straight to a midfield battle from that. Almost time to get some subs going here, but we haven't hit 10 or 11 yet, so at least in this phase. Now, it's hard. That's the trait. None here. Katie has 2 of them himself, so this is going to be a Guayaquil attack. Rotate 4. They don't have enough triangles for that one either, so it's failed. It's going to be a shot by Baracle. 02 is Mayo. It doesn't have the circle, so we go to Brasilia with this. What I would ultimately with Brasilia like to try and do is end up with a situation where they can get an attack. We can use this blue chip and see if we can get them a chance at beating Reeder Van Auken, who has yet to concede a goal yet this season. So I said yet twice. Let's see. Nope, it ain't going to happen this time. It's going to be a sideline battle for 3 minutes. And it's going to go back to Guayaquil because anything with most circles goes to the man advantage team. Okay, well, here we go with an 11, which leads to a substitution or 2. In this case, I think it's 2. Green die offense player, which is 3. It's going to be Baracle, is substituted, as well as opposing defense player. Well, since Triana was already in the game, I'm going to give myself the latitude to switch out Harnois. Actually, what we'll do is we'll switch out Villanueva if I can find somebody for that team that's got another triangle. And I think I see him there, Brody Dempster. Anyway, so we're going to switch out Baracle. And it's going to be a midfielder. And let's see, do they have a midfielder that has... They don't have anybody on the bench that has a square, so we'll go with Billy Futtrell. And he's going to get a green chip, which would give him 3. He could use 3 squares there. That would counteract what's going on here, or they could save it to use for an attack. He could get triangles as a midfielder. All right, so let's do the forward. They need a goal, and this is the only Dempster's the only player with a triangle. So this will also get one of the safe players off of there, and we'll get Dempster in. So it's Villanueva. Blue chip. So now they're going to have 2 chances to possibly work out an attack here. And again, we're past this 62nd minute, so everything is down by a quarter or by 3/4. So you play one of these and you get, I guess you would add 6 to 2. That gets you 8. Well, that's really just a 2-star attack chance. All right, so in Guayaquil, out of this, we'll get a corner kick after the 11. But it's going to be, we're going to switch out 1, and it's going to be a midfield battle with pace. 1, 2, 3. 1. So only 1 so it will be an attack for Guayaquil. they're going to, let's see, going to use the green chip to gain more attack triangles. So it's going to take them up to 5 in the current state. Oh, and there's a 6. So that didn't work out. 05. Ferenc does not have a circle, so we're going to go back to Brasilia with possession. Rotate 4 and 5. 2-minute sideline battle. We're in the 83rd minute, so that's going to take us up to the 85th minute. And it's the home team, so Brasilia will keep it. Rotate 2 and 3. There would have gone the green chip for Guayaquil if we hadn't used it. So here comes a ref decision. Player 4 is Chaparro. That's going to be, I think, a yellow card and an indirect free kick. Okay. He doesn't really have a whole lot going for him there, so we are going to go ahead and we're going to use that card right there to represent him, so we don't get a second yellow. Indirect free kick for Brasilia. Rotate 5, another ref decision. 8. Thus the reason. Do I need to explain it to you anymore? Do I need to say it again? Do I need to say it again? 2 chances in a row. This is another game where this has happened. 2 chances in a row go to 4. If I didn't put that safe card in there, he gone. He gone. So maybe that would be justice for Brasilia to have left, but it's just something else. So instead, we will give it to a hard player. Let's roll it, see what this die comes up. Another 4, we're going to roll it again. 5. It'll be Katie. Of course, now you probably have to take his card out of there, or else he has a chance of getting nailed, right? Let's do it. I mean, you don't want to lose. Plus, you'd lose him for a game. Let's see. We'll keep his pace and we'll keep his square available. You know, that's just. What can you do? I mean, it's just the way the dice go. All right. Well, that's going to go to the other team. That's going to be we rotate 3. They lose a blue chip. And never got an attack, so that kind of screwed him over, and it's going to be Guayaquil getting an attack on this. So let's see what we got. We rotate 5. So they got 2 triangles, so the 2 is met there. They have 2 squares over here, so that's also met. This is going to be a failed attempt. We're going to get a shot from Ferenc that's wide. D3. They don't have a circle, so it will remain with Guayaquil. Let's see. So we've had 1 sub for Guayaquil, 2 for Brasilia. Gonna bring in a sub. It's gonna be for Brewer Tate. Probably should bring in. Actually, we'll bring in 2 subs. Let's just do this. Let's do it this way. Because we want to get one of these safe cards out of here, and so we're gonna get. Let's see, Tate out and Chaparro. In's going to come Verdugo, who's a forward. In's going to come Lazaro, who is a defender. Blue chip for the circle. Tate comes out, and it's Verdugo. Green chip. I put him on the wrong pile. It's over here. We're going to play another minute or 2, and then in the 90th minute, I will do the last sub for Brasilia. Guayaquil keeps possession. Let's go. Rotate 5. That'll be 5. So it'll be Strohecker versus Verdugo. Tactics. Both players have tactics. No decide or die means it goes over to Brasilia. Let's do this last change. I'm going to bring in another forward. This will only be a green chip, but Justice Johnson is going to come out. In's going to come Banuelos. All right. Okay, we're going to rotate 3. And it's going to be the man advantage team, Guayaquil, with an attack. Let's see. Oh, the defender can't use. So neither of these can be used for squares because they're forwards. And Brody Dempster is a forward or a midfielder, but I would have put him in there as a forward for attacking. So we're going to use Verdugo's green chip for 3 stars. So that's going to give them 4. Let's attack, and it's a 6. So we rotate 2 over here. That gets rid of that green chip. Unsuccessful attack. Shot for break, Bill wide. 0-1, Verdugo doesn't have a circle. Let's roll and see how much injury time there's going to be. It says 1 minute with the number of yellows and stuff. We're going to give them 4. We're going to add a goal, 2 yellows. So that's 3 minutes on top of the 1. So let's see. So 0-1 doesn't have. So it's going to go to Brasilia. That's, I don't know. He really should. Maybe I should just do. Oh, and here we go. This is going to end the game pretty much. We can't end on midfield battle, but this will. Let's see. Tactics. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to go over to Guayaquil on the attack. And we're just going to call it done. 0-4 has a circle, so that's it. 1-0 for Guayaquil. That's your final score. The only goal, Rabago shot on target from Magana. Oh, man. Here. One of those days. One of those games. I swear there is a proportionality in many games. The number of times you play a game, the closer you get to the game that will break you. That makes you say to yourself, I need to set this aside for... and I guess that probably makes sense. That's probably not a particularly astute comment. But if there's one that was getting to me, I think it's just because, let's see, which game was it? I had a game not that long ago that kind of like did the same thing. Was it the first one of this game week? No, it was Los Angeles and Mexico City, because Van de Velde got a second yellow. Am I ready for an alternative point of view? First off, whoa, I don't want to do that. I'm going to put this up here so that way I'm looking at you when I'm speaking. Do I want an alternative point of view? Sure. Why not? Why not? I'm open-minded. I'm reasonable. Maybe. Most of the time. Do I have a hot head? Yeah, no, but I can definitely get worked up over stuff. And in this case, yeah, I got worked up. And are there games where you have two people sent off? There are. It would be interesting to do a deep dive in how many times in the last season you had a double sending off for one team. Would I say FLOTA might be equivalent to the Brazilian Serie A? So, having not watched much of it, I would say this has definitely had the feel of when I have, on a random occasion, put on a Latin American soccer game, and it kind of seems like a bit of a free-for-all. Yeah. Yeah, you could be... Yeah, so, I mean, from that standpoint, I can... You know, I can agree to an extent that, you know, a wacky, out of the norm result maybe should be expected out of this set. But it also doesn't change the fact that this particular game is sold to be able to, encapsulate pretty much any league. How many red cards were issued last season in Brazil? Okay. Give me a second. So, I'm assuming it's probably a 20 game in the Serie A, 20 team division. That means you're going to have 38 games. So it's that 380 games. How many red cards? I'd say 110. Just a guess. A third. Third. That's less than a third. That's what is that? Yeah, I mean, I need to embrace it, and I think I am embracing it. I'm just, I'm just trying to rationalize. So let's see, 110 divided by 380. That's like 29%. 115. Yeah, I don't know why I guessed that, but it seemed like it'd be more than 100, but less than, it's not going to be one a game. It's not going to be even one every other game. But I would say in 3 per match week. But this is also 14 versus 20, so, let's spool that back to 2 per week. Fair. If you were to do an equation with a Latin American soccer league, which is worth the consideration because this is supposed to be based in the Americas. So I guess what I would say is I think 5 minutes of stoppage time was probably too much in the first half. We did have 3. I don't know. 4 probably makes sense. You didn't have a goal, but you had 3 yellows and a red. So I could see. I mean, maybe 5 minutes made sense, but. Two League MX games finished 9 versus 8. Well, I guess so. Here's a question: how do you handle 2 men down? Is there anything different? I guess there really doesn't need to be much different because all it's going to do is cost you another opportunity at the take-ons. Also, you're going to lose qualities for the midfield battle and the build-up. Well, I can definitely see that too. I think when it comes to play games, you have to approach them with the idea that these things are more on side more to the game, to the let's not get focused on reproducing reality like we our main focus. What basically gets us into doing this is baseball. And I would say most of us are ever chasing the elusive, perfect baseball game, but you can get a lot closer with baseball in terms of statistical accuracy with at-the-strat, inside pitch, payoff pitch, those games. And, you've seen plenty of, it's just the same. I mean, the sample size, but, those games really pride themselves on trying to chase that pie in the sky ideal of a perfect game. Does history make or baseball? Probably not. Keith would probably tell you that straight up, that it's meant to be fun. It's meant to be a game that's an alternative method, a game that should most of the time get you in the ballpark, but don't you shouldn't go and hang your hat on it being able to reproduce. And I did this Red Sox series that was 54 games. That I don't remember the exact ins and outs, but it had some skewing to it, obviously. So, yeah, I should come into this project saying I'm going to accept what happens. I guess I just wasn't ready to accept the 2 red cards in the game. I was already in the midst of kind of like showing how a single red card, how to handle that in the game, and then let's throw, take the slight fire going on, and let's dump a bunch of napalm on it, and let's really get the sucker moving. Yeah, so does that mean we're going to stop playing these games? No. Absolutely not. May I take a break from this game? It's a possibility. I might take a break from games altogether because, I have a softball game to play Tuesday night, Thursday night. I have a Bible study to go to on Wednesday night. Leaving for graduation party Friday night. Monday, that's one night that I probably can spend some time with family. I spent tonight here, so the chances of a lot of, well, regardless of the channel, will I be able to fit in a game somewhere? Probably. Maybe tomorrow afternoon. I don't know. We'll see. Probably not on the channel. Might not be till next week. And probably when I get to next week, maybe I'll be ready to throw some of the Phillies series back on here because I haven't played it for a couple weeks now, and it may be time to start feeling that again. I have yet to play any second season of the fictional stuff that I did with that. It's funny, doing this as fictional, it kind of leaves me in a place where do I really want to go into something else that's fictional and keep going with that engine right now? I think I really need to get back into something that kind of smacks back into reality. So, again, not to say, oh boy, I need to remember Brasilia. I have to put, who was it? It was Vanek. He's going to end up sitting a game with his red card. Guess I could come up with a mechanic where I roll, and if it's, a certain roll gets it overturned. Where are you there? Marek Vanek. There you are, you scoundrel. Well, I don't know. Anybody else have anything cooking tonight? Anybody playing anything right now? Anybody just biding the rest of this weekend, which all these weekends seem to be pretty short? I can't imagine being retired. Yeah, and I've had off the clock discussions with Larry, Ken, about whether it's at Basoccer, whether it's net results. I think Larry is currently has a bit of a pining for that game, or an affinity for net results. I got a season of that, and I kind of sat down with it and just never really gave it the full push. The cards seem a little more complicated I don't know. Maybe the cards actually, in theory, are more easy to read than ABBA, because not easy to read, but like ABBA, you got to go from one thing to another. You got to go to the chart, figure out what it is, and then you got to resolve something. I don't know. I haven't played net results too much. Excuse me. Well, Ken, I I appreciate those who kind of like get into these projects in a way that I do, where it's like I'm gonna gut it out, and yeah, I'll probably have some other things that I'm gonna like. Let me make sure that my family hasn't gone to bed yet. Marry in some other projects, but you're just, you're gonna go for it. This project here, 28. Multiply 28 and 7. That's how many games this is gonna take. So, 28 and 7 is 196 games. And Soccer Blast is, yeah. If I were to not play a game on the channel, it would take me probably an hour and 10. And that's cranking out the stats, putting it into the thing, putting the cards away, getting the next game out. I could probably get 3 or 4 in a day if I really put my mind to it. It's kind of been my thing, and I don't believe I don't want to say it. I don't know what don't believe. I just, it's tough, when you get involved in doing a video channel for videos of doing stuff, you basically you either go with short packaged, probably focusing on popular, and so it's like you have this, there's like the scales of justice, the balance. You have your channel, which is going to push you towards, every game should be a New York or Boston game, because the New York or Boston games are going to get you the guys watching. Let's do that. Or the non-channel, I want to do something that I'm going to be able to look at when I'm done and say, yo, this is cool. I just did, I can analyze the stats. I want to analyze. I want to see what this game did. I want to see what kinds of anomalies came up. That Phillies 2008 replay. As frustrated as I got during it, it also showed me that Atlanta was probably a better team than what they played on paper. Maybe they just got a bunch of really whack results. A few blown saves, guys didn't hit in the clutch, whatever it is, you name it. But what happened? Well, when Strat played that season out, aside from the Phillies games, it got really close. It was a close sucker, and it's like, if I wouldn't have played a full campaign, I would have never known that. Now, did I play all those games out myself as far as, the Atlanta games? No. But I could have, and it may have been very similar. it may have ended up being like, oh, Atlanta's player stats when you put them together on a tabletop using the dice, and then maybe that's what happens more times than not, or maybe not. Maybe that was the statistical outlier, and for some reason that's like a 1 in 90 chance, let's say, that you get a season where Atlanta has 10 wins better than real life, and I just had some bad luck there. Maybe, I don't know, but yeah, yeah. Ken says it's not in his DNA, and it's not in mine really either. I've done a couple of short projects that are, quote unquote, for the channel, let's say, and yeah, they just were. I mean, what does it prove? I think one of them was some cards that a follower of the channel, Jerry, had given me. There were a bunch of old time teams, pretty much just the basic sets, I think, for Stratomatic. And I just did a series. One time I did a series of, what if I took the two teams that were like runners up? What if they had been the teams that ended up in the World Series? I guess I just think if I'm going to do this, and so I guess what I was saying is, having a channel, if you side towards the one where you're saying, okay, I'm going to do the long project, you're going to probably cost yourself some of the viewers that are more into the moment and I don't know. The ones that are, let's say, the Yankee fans, and I'm in there because I really want to root for my team. I don't need that. It's funny because these 10-team leagues that I've run, I've had a couple of them that have had the Yankees and the Mets in them, and honestly, when that comes up in this randomized team picker that I've done, I think I just go, why? Because I've seen so much of the Yankee players. I don't need to get to know Didi Gregorius that much. I don't need, and Didi played for the Phillies for a while, but I don't need to get to know, thinking back to that season, Rob Ref Snyder. Although Ref Snyder, I think, is now with the Red Sox, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I know Brett Gardner. I know Jacoby Ellsbury. I know Chase Headley. I know Tanaka. I don't need that. But then again, on having said that, it's also an opportunity to put them in a place, and it's sort of like put them in the mixing bowl and put the stirrer in there and let them all go up and see what happens. Let me see. Yeah. I think we're kind of getting to the heart of it, which is just do what you like. It's a hobby. Have fun with it. And I think the Soccer Blast project here, this FLOTA, is fine, and it's going to be good. Maybe I'll say the next time that I run this, if I get 2 red cards, then that's going to be good. I don't know. Maybe I'll just say that. Take it for what it's worth. I think the better thing to do, I guess that's another thing that one could argue is, using these little yellow cards, then you're pretty much never going to end up with a double yellow, which is not realistic either. So, I don't know what to say. I think for me it was really Well, and there is my lovely wife saying that it's bedtime. So, yeah. So anyway, I hope everybody has a good night. I hope you've had a good Father's Day. I hope watching this hasn't caused you too much stress. It hasn't caused me nearly enough stress. I need more. No, I don't. I don't need more. But I don't know. I guess my hair is still somewhat brown, but there's plenty of gray in it now. It looks kind of gray from the shining lights. But let's see. Availability teams is tremendous. Cards are structured similar to Status Pro. Statistically sound. Okay. Oh, you're talking about net results. I mean, maybe I'll have to get that out again. I need time. Remember that there's that Twilight Zone episode, Time Enough at Last, with Burgess Meredith. Sometimes I think back to that. I like Atba Soccer too. I don't share Larry's complete disdain for it. I think I've gotten used to certain things with it. That is it perfect? No. Does it do a pretty decent job? Yeah. Could there be a game that's better? Absolutely. But you just have to, you have to find what you really jive with, what speaks your language, what. Okay, well, I mean, that's definitely. I guess they do from the standpoint that if you start removing too many defenders, then you lose team defense ratings. But yeah. All valid points, Larry. I don't really want to argue too much. Oh, there's Bob B. Thank you for stopping by, Bob. I have to say you're someone that I think of that at one point back when I was originally doing some of these games, I probably said stuff about the Cardinals that was rather misguided. And anyway, I'm glad to see you. And I don't think, I mean, if they have curling, it could be fun. You got brooms. Yeah, happy Father's Day to you too, Bob. You got brooms, you got stones, you got ice, you got fat guys sliding down the rink. You've got, someone. I just saw somebody unboxing pickleball. I'm going to be playing in a pickleball league at my church. Yeah, I know you are. It's okay. So, I don't know. I know Play has tennis. Maybe they will have pickleball. Yeah, well, it's been like 7 years since I started this channel. And something like that. Maybe more. And there is some maturity that's come. I also started getting a little hot under the collar earlier, but hey, I've done the Formula One stuff from Roberto Civini, so I mean there's a lot of different types of people making games, and I would say the sky is relatively the limit. I just you hope that when you get a game it does what it's supposed to do. So all right, I do need to sign off. I'm going to be on the couch if I don't head to bed. Well, anyway, We ended up with a victory here. Gitch Games created a curling game. Neat. Hey. Anyway, I'm going to get going. Guayaquil got their second victory. I think they're 2-1-0. I'm going to have to deal with the stats tomorrow. I got to get to bed. Good night, guys. Hit like, subscribe. You know, if you know somebody who I ticked off 6 years ago when I first started this channel, tell them to come back and I'll offer them an apology, and I would offer them a beer, but I don't really drink that much anymore, so yeah. Ken, good night. Enjoy ATBA soccer. I will, you will, many will. I'll probably get out net results at some point and enjoy that too. Larry will play his game. And all right. Good night, everybody. Let's go back to this screen here. Maybe I'll be back to the other thing before long. Oh, I should. Bob, you're right. I've abandoned Strat for way too long, but you just get wrapped up in so many things, you know. Anyway, good night, everybody. Happy Father's Day, and see you next time here on Tenacious.